Math Models Review, Test Number 3, Functions. Sections 3.1 and 3.5 deals with finding the domain, the range, and whether or not it's a function. First thing to do is go through and list the ordered pairs. I always like to start from left to right, that one, circle them as I go so I can keep track of which ordered pairs I have. First one I have is negative 5, 0. Next one is negative 5, negative 4. Next I have negative 2, 1. I have 0, 6. I have 3, negative 4. And then I have the last one, 7, 2. The domain. The domain is simply listing all of our x values. So I have negative 5, negative 2, 0, 3, and 7. The range is listing all the y values. I have 0, negative 4, 1, 6, and 2. Is this a function? The answer here would be no. It's not a function because if I did the vertical line test, I hit both of these points here. Also, you could say that x equals negative 5 is repeated. In this section, it says find the range of each function for the given domain. Here, these are my x values. I will plug those into my equation. So I'm going to do f of 3, which is 4 times 3 plus 3. I'm going to do f of 0, which would be 4 times 0 plus 3, and f of negative 3, which is 4 times negative 3 plus 3. To work each of these out, the first one here would be 12 plus 3, or 15. 15. The next one, 0 plus 3, which is 3. Here, I have negative 12 plus 3, which is negative 9. There's the range for number 2. For number 3, I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to be doing g of 2, which would be 2 squared minus 2, g of negative 1, which is negative 1 squared minus 2, g of negative 4, which is negative 4 squared minus 2. Notice that I placed all the things that I substituted into parentheses. The parentheses do make a difference when you go to square a number, especially a negative number. This one will be 4 minus 2, and 4 minus 2 is 2. This next one, negative 1 squared is 1, and 1 minus 2 is negative 1. Here, negative 4 squared is 16 minus 2, and 16 minus 2 is 14. For number 4, it says if f of x is equal to 2 minus 3x and g of x is equal to x squared plus 6, find the following. Here we're going to simply substitute f of negative 3. Negative 3 will replace the x in our problem. This one would be 2 minus 3 times negative 3 now. So it'll be 2 plus 9, and 2 plus 9 is 11. Number 5 says to do g of negative 2. I'm going to replace my x value with a negative 2, so I'm going to have negative 2 squared plus 6 Well, negative 2 squared is 4 plus 6, and 4 plus 6 is 10. Here, I'm going to be doing g of 3 and f of 2. I'm going to work each of these out separately, and then I'll go back and subtract them once I find the solutions. G of 3, that will be 3 squared plus 6, which is 9 plus 6, 15. F of 2, so that's going to be 2 minus 3 times 2, so 2 minus 6, which is negative 4. Now I have to subtract the two of them, the 15 minus my negative 4. And 15 minus a negative 4, remember when you have a minus and a negative, that changes that to a positive. 15 plus 4 is 19. And this section says, describe the situation that would explain the following graph and determine our independent and dependent variables. Here, notice we have the number of marbles. Here we have our days of our week. So our description would be Monday through Wednesday, I'm gaining marbles. Wednesday through Friday, I'm losing marbles. Our dependent variable. The dependent variable, that is our y-axis, which is the number of marbles. Our independent variable is our x-axis, which is our days of the week. Our next graph says, which graph best matches the following statement? Your body temperature rises as you exercise. This one, it is constant, and then it decreases. It can be this one. This one starts here and goes up and continues to increase. It increases very slowly. So that's a possibility. This last one shows it going down, decreasing. Well, it says our temperature is rising, so it would be choice B. Determine if the given set of data has a constant rate of change. If so, find the rule for our rate of change. Here we need to find our delta x and our delta y. Remember our constant rate of change, we're going to be looking at the comparison of delta y over delta x, the change in our y over the change in our x. So look at what's happening for each of these. We want to look at the top and the bottom, what's happening each time. On the top, it's going up, there's a plus 4, plus 8, plus 8. On the bottom, plus 1, plus 2, plus 2. Here, is there a constant rate of change? All of these, if we stack them together, 1 over 4 has to be equal to 2 over 8, which has to be equal to 2 over 8. They are all the same thing, so the answer here would be yes, there is a constant rate of change. And what is it? 1 over 4. I now need to write my rule. Remember, my rule is in the form of y equals mx plus b. M is this number right here. This is my m. So I'm going to go back and pick a point. I'm going to use the 4 and negative 4. So I'm going to say negative 4 is equal to 1/4 times 4 plus b. So I have negative 4 is equal to 1 plus b. I subtract 1 from both sides, and I find out that my b is equal to negative 5. So my rule, y equals 1/4 x minus 5. To find the value here for f of 8, I can use my table. Table says that when x equals 8, my y is -7. For positive 8, I'm going to have to use my rule. So I'm going to say y is equal to 1/4 times 8 minus 5. So I say 8 divided by 4 is 2 minus 5, and 2 minus 5 is -3. For our next problem, I go through and check my rates of change. Here, every time is a +1. For my y's, I went up +2, +4, +8. The left side, our delta x, does not change. It's always +1. But my delta y is changing. It went 2, 4, and 8. So is there a constant rate of change? No. So I do not worry about either one of these places here. Put a big NA, not applicable. What is f of 2? To find f of 2, I go here and look at my table. Where is x equal to 2? When y is 4. F of 3, I go here on my table. When x equals 3, y equals 8. Find the rule and complete the table. Here we have to find our rule. To find our rule, I'm going to find my delta x and my delta y. So I look at my change for each of these. For my x, it goes from -3 to 2, so that's a +1. For my y, or my f of x, it goes down by 2, so that's a -2. So my delta y over delta x is -2. So now to find my rule, I'm going to plug in one of the points. 1 is equal to -3 times -2 plus my b. Because remember, I'm using the form y equals mx plus b. I multiply, and that'll be 6 is equal to 1 plus b. We subtract 6. We find out that the b equals -5. So my rule, written using f of x instead of y, since they have f of x right here, is equal to -2x minus 5. I now go through and finish filling in the table. -2 times 1 is -2, so this would be -7. -2 times 5 would be -10 minus 5 would be -15. For number 12, says find the slope of each line. Line number 1. Line number 1 is a vertical line. Vertical line has no slope, also referred to as undefined slope. Number 13, we're looking at line number 2. Line number 2 here, so I'm going to rise, and then I'm going to run. I had to rise 1, 2, 3, and I have to run to the left 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 places. So that's a -9. So I have 3 over -9, which is the same as a -1/3. Line number 3. Line number 3 is a horizontal line. Being a horizontal line, we have a 0 slope. For line number 4, I use my 2 points. I have to rise and I have to run. It'll be a positive slope. I had to rise 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 places, and then run 1, 2, 3, 4 places. So my rise is 6, my run is 4. I always have to reduce my fractions. That will reduce to 3 over 2. Here we're going to be using our slope formula. Remember, the slope formula says that m is equal to y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. So the first thing I like to do is go and label the points. x1, y1, x2, y2. And then plug them into your formula. So here I have my m is equal to negative 2 minus 5 over negative 4 minus 4. So I have negative 7 over negative 8. Both of these are negative, so that gives me my final answer as a positive 7 over 8. For number 17, we do the same process. First label the points, x1, y1, x2, y2. Substitute them into the formula. So I have 5 minus 1 over negative 3 minus 4. 5 minus 1 is 4. Negative 3 minus 4 is a negative 7. So the final solution here would be will be a negative 4/7. For number 18, our instructions are to graph the following lines. In order to graph them, I want to find my slope and my y-intercept. My slope is the number that's being multiplied by x. In this case, it is 2 over 7. My y-intercept is the number that's being added. In this case, it's negative 4. I always start with my y-intercept, negative 4, so I go down 1, 2, 3, 4 places and put a point. I now need to rise 2, 1, 2, and then run 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 places to the right. And now I can draw a line through these 2 points, and I have graphed that line. Remember, slope is rise over run. For number 19, we need to do a little work on our equation first. I have 2x plus 5y is equal to 10. I need to get it into the form of y equals mx plus b. So I need to subtract 2x from both sides to start with. So I now have 5y is equal to a negative 2x plus 10. I now need to divide everything by 5 so that I have my y isolated. So I have negative 2/5 x plus 2. So my slope is a negative 2/5. My y-intercept is 2. I always start with my y-intercept, so I go up 1, 2 places. My slope, I'm going to rise 2 and then run to the left this time. 1, 2, 3, 5 places. Since it's negative, I run to the left. And then I'll draw a line through those 2 points. And we have graph number 19. Number 20 is similar to number 19. We do need to go and isolate our y, put it in the form of y equals mx plus b. So here I'm going to go through and subtract 2x from both sides to start with. So I have negative 4y is equal to negative 2x minus 8. I now need to divide everything by negative 4. And I see that y is equal to 1/2 x plus 2. My slope is 1/2. My y-intercept is 2. I always start with the y-intercept, so from the origin I go up 1, 2 places. I now must rise 1 and run 2 to the right. And we have now graph number 20. Number 21, we must also get it into y equals mx plus b, so I'm going to just divide both sides by 2. So I have y is equal to 2x. My slope is going to be 2. My y-intercept is the number that's being added, but there's no number here, so it would be 0. This line goes through the origin. So I put a point at the origin. I rise 2 places and go 1 to the right. And I draw a line through the 2 points. Use the graph below to answer the question. What is the slope of the line? So first I need to find the slope of the line, so I'm going to pick 2 points. And look here at what my rise and run is. My rise is 2. My run is 1, 2, 3 places, and it's left. So it would be a negative 2/3. What is the y-intercept? Well, the y-intercept is this point right here. It is 0, 1, 2. It is at 2, located here at 2. So the equation of our line, well, remember, this is my m, this is my b, so it's going to be y equals negative 2/3 x plus 2. What is the value of y when x equals 6? Well, I go over here to where x equals 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then I go down, it would be negative 2. Here it says, what is the value of x this time when y equals negative 4? So I go down 1, 2, 3, 4 places, and I draw a line across over here. And this time, this is at negative 1, 2, 3, 4. Negative 4. Not negative 4, it is 4 down. It's asking for the x value, so I need to count how far to the right that it is. It is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 places to the right. The next one asks us to write the equation of the line. First thing I want to find, my y-intercept. So where it crosses the y-axis. In this case, it's negative 2. Next, we need to find our slope. So taking any 2 points on the line, find my rise and my run. Here, I'm going to rise 1, 2, 3 places. And I'm going to run to the left, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So my slope would be a negative 3/5. Remember, our equation looks like y equals mx plus b. So here, the equation would be y equals negative 3/5 x minus 2. Good luck on the test. Thank you.